Hey everybody, Professor Benlin with the third and final video, gearing you up, bringing it to your discussion board. In this video, I'll be discussing the topics of the women's rights movement, the Chicano rights movement, and the Black Power topic that you can choose from. All right, so away we go. Women's rights movement, the document you will be analyzing for this topic is the National Organization of Women, their founding document. So to give you a little bit of background on this organization, it was formed in 1966. And again, the primary document is the founding document for this group. And this was inspired by the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Basically, there was a general push for equality during the 1960s that was inspired by the civil rights movement for African American rights. And the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 inspired the formation of this incredibly important group, National Organization of Women, which is still around today. Founding members of NOW, which is called for short, include Dr. Pauli Murray and Betty Friedan, very influential women. Murray was a Yale law professor, and she was also a member of the President's Committee on the Status of Women before NOW was formed. Betty Friedan was incredibly famous for her groundbreaking work called The Feminine Mystique. Incredible book. I think every woman should read it. Very, very interesting, very good. Incredible read. She surveyed women who had graduated from her alma mater, Smith College. And by surveying these women, she discovered that not all women were happy housewives, and that a lot of them were looking for something more, were yearning for a career. So she turned her findings into the book called The Feminine Mystique. Again, I feel every woman should read this book. I remember I read it during a semester break when I was in between semesters, and I'm a very active person. You know, it'll be Tuesday, and it'll be, time that I usually chat with you all, and I'll sit there and think, oh my goodness, and then, oh, I'm on a break. So anyway, I happened to check out The Feminine Mystique while I was on a semester break, and I love to just relax and read for like a half hour before I go to bed every night. And I'm reading this book, and all of a sudden I went, oh, and my husband said, what? And I said, this is such an incredible theory that she has. So one of the findings that I found was incredibly interesting was that she found that women that are stay-at-home wives and moms take longer with their housework than the women that work outside the household. And I remember just looking at my husband and said, that's her theory, and I have been taking more time with my housework since I'm on a semester break. So interesting. One main flaw with her book is that it was mainly geared towards white middle class women. Okay, the second, I shouldn't say second topic, but actually the fifth topic that you can choose from is the Chicano rights movement. Background information on Cesar Chavez and the United Farm Workers is what I want to provide for you. And the primary document that you're going to be analyzing is an article basically discussing Cesar Chavez and his work, and it includes a bit of an interview with Cesar Chavez. So Cesar Chavez was born in Yuma, Arizona in 1927. He learned early about injustice. His father was swindled out of land that the family had owned by unscrupulous whites. His family moved to California, where Cesar was banned from speaking Spanish in school, and he definitely experienced prejudice. After 8th grade, he became a migrant farm worker to support his family after his father was hurt in an accident. In 1962, Chavez, along with Dolores Huerta, formed the United Farm Workers Organization. This is basically a union that fought for the rights of migrant farm workers. And they particularly went on strike against California table grape growers and lettuce growers because of the mistreatment of the migrant workers. 1968, Chavez engaged in a 25-day hunger strike. In fact, there's a famous picture of Senator Robert F. Kennedy of New York visiting Chavez to support him during this hunger strike. And then many years later, when he went on another hunger strike, Kennedy's widow, Ethel Kennedy, there's a famous picture of her visiting him in support while he was on that hunger strike. During the strike, Chavez was visited, of course, by Senator Robert F. Kennedy, which was very famous. Okay, the last topic I want to go over, last topic you can choose from, the sixth and final topic, is Black Power. What most people forget is there was a split within the civil rights movement during the 1960s. One end of the spectrum were people that were following Dr. King and wanted to continue to advocate for passive resistance. Then the other group were African Americans that were very frustrated, saying, look, we've gone down the road of passive resistance long enough. It hasn't gotten us many results. We need to be more aggressive to achieve our rights. So the Black Panthers were a big part of the Black Power movement. It was a group formed in 1966 by Huey Newton and Bobby Seale. and they fought for African American rights, particularly against police brutality. And the primary document you're analyzing is an article that is written about basically the civil rights movement and the rise of the Black Panthers, and very opinionated on what everyone's role should be. So all these topics are incredibly, incredibly interesting. Just please pick the topic that interests you the most, dive in, and don't hesitate to ask me any questions. All right, everybody, good luck.